Hey there, Scoobies. Bad Eggs is one of the lower scores on IMDb at 6.6. The only episodes rated lower are I, Robot You, Jane at 6.5 and Beer Bad and Where the Wild Things Are at 6.3. Personally, I feel this is a little unfair. Is it the best episode of Buffy? No, but 6.6? Okay, let's get into it. Buffy is at the mall with her mum when she spies a vampire. There is an insanely quick shot here of her noticing the lack of reflection, which is why she knows. I've seen this multiple times and I only just caught this on a rewatch. Following them into the arcade, she saves the girl and has a quick tussle before he escapes.
This ain't over.
Buffy gets back to her mum, having forgot the dress.
You were distracted by a boy. Technically. Buffy.
I like the Peter Parker parallels, where the slaying stuff is interfering with the life stuff. Xander and Cordy are continuing in their new favourite makeout spot. They pause briefly to remind us why they shouldn't be together.
Are you saying that you can't look at me when we do?
No, it's not that I can, it's just more I don't want to.
Which leads us nicely into the episode and the season themes.
Sex. How many of us have lost countless productive hours plagued by unwanted sexual thoughts and feelings?
Yes.
Bad Eggs works in the season narrative because Buffy and Angel's relationship is built into something.
That was a rhetorical question, Mr. Harris, not a poll.
And it's like the foreshadowing of the second half of the season is all right here in this line.
For teenagers such as yourselves, these feelings are even more overwhelming. It's often difficult to remember that there are negative consequences to having sex.
There's a great show versus tell moment.
Now, please choose a partner and come pick up your children.
Willow moves to Xander, who moves to Cordy, who...
You want to have a baby?
Probably would never have been declined such an offer. This is also probably the most unintended foreshadowing of the show, considering the volume of baby-based stories in her future. Willow brings Buffy an unintended consequences.
As far as punishments go, this is fairly abstract.
No, it's your baby.
Xander sums up the episode and season themes.
Well, you know, it's the whole sex leads to responsibility thing, which I personally don't get.
Also,
I'm a single mother, and I am doomed to lead my mother's life. How deeply scary is that?
outside of Buffy looking down on her own mum, this is another foreshadowing as she will be doomed with the sole responsibility for another. But, back at this season's foreshadowing.
Like Angel and I are just helpless slaves to passion. Grow up.
While Buffy sleeps, we see there is more to her egg than once thought. When Buffy wakes, she's a little off.
Were you a little touchy this morning?
I just feel all funky.
There is another wonderful show versus tell moment as the Scoobs get to Giles. Willow and Buffy, still holding their eggs, are almost in unison as they flop down, this indicating they have both been supped on by their young, and also an indicator of the hive mind-like behaviour that will later be exhibited by those taken over.
Can you give me a hand?
No.
Xander, however, has a spring in his step.
You boiled your young?
Outside of the clever way that he got around the assignment, Xander's comments about parenting is another subtle nod to his own background.
Yeah, I know it sounds cruel, but sometimes you gotta be cruel to be kind. I mean, you can bet that little Xander here is thick-skinned now.
There is a sort of Machiavellian ingenuity to your transgression.
I resent that.
Cordelia shows up to give a little exposition on their missing teacher, and here we have one of the less believable parts of the show.
Well, his body could fall out of a closet somewhere, so we should check some closets to see if he's in a closet.
She may be telegraphing it, but am I to believe that any man, let alone Xander, would pick up on such clues? Buffy and Angel continue to be slaves to passion. I think I heard a line about this somewhere.
Passion. It lies in all of us.
And Buffy's school project brings up an unhappy truth.
Like, I'm really planning to have kids anytime soon.
Well, you know, I can't.
Oh.
Buffy and Angel handle the conversation in a mature, adult way.
Angel, when I look into the future, all I see is you.
The camera panning over the gravestone seems to be a symbolic shadowing of their relationship as they continue to ignore the red flags that have been coming up. Buffy comes home to find Egbert more mobile than she expected. The use of a creature akin to the facehugger from Alien is not lost on me in an episode based around parenthood. This also adds a little more B-movie horror to the show. Buffy calls Willow, who is acting a little strangely, and we get the reveal that this is a take on Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There's a great transition of Joyce scolding Buffy in the evening and continuing so in the morning, as if it had taken all night. After boiling his young, Xander decides to eat it. The Scoobies are in the science lab looking to dissect the creature.
Can I just say,
I see her and raise you a yeah.
But, in the true nature of the trope, one gets on Cordy and they knock out the others. Joyce comes looking for Buffy at the library where she finds Giles. Their chat is normal until it's revealed that he is also under the thrall of the creature. Buffy and Xander wake up and find out what Giles is researching. They reach Jonathan just in time for him to turn and decide to follow him to Mama. Buffy runs into the brothers and they end up having to work together. Meanwhile, Xander follows Cordy. After eating one of the brothers, Buffy is able to kill the mother monster and saves the day. In the aftermath, Xander is checking in on everyone.
Did I hit you?
Yes, everyone hit me.
Good. Well, I don't mean good because I hate you, but I didn't want to be left out.
She keeps getting better. Joyce gets in a bit more scolding at an inappropriate moment, which doesn't seem to stop Bangle from getting a little smooching in before the end of the episode. Despite being a filler Monster of the Week episode, the theme, i.e. consequences of sex, acts as a dark foreshadowing for the next episode, along with a few nods strewn throughout. The show tackles these themes better later on, but this is a good way to usher in the next part of growing up as a teen, as lust is something that we all go through.